Hey, what's up, all? Wardrobe here. We're playing a second scenario in the race for Bastogne, Seven Roads to Hell. This is Noville. It is based on the elements of the 2nd Panzer Division, and I feel like there's some other random units potentially, but basically elements of the 2nd Panzer Division attacking Noville and Foy, trying to take that. Their goal is to take Noville and Foy. They get that, it's a victory. If they take one or the other, it's a draw. If they don't take either, it's a loss. So I'm going to do it like, I think it's Play More Games, I think is the name of the channel. I need to, again, link to that. He chose to, oh, sorry, oh, that's hilarious. All the counters are upside down because I'm filming in that direction, and I didn't think to do that. But we're going to look at it this way. Maybe I'll turn it around the next turn, next time I talk to you. But they're going to be attacking this way. They're coming in on basically on these hexes here. Kind of interesting. And Artie Park's going to be here. This is an infantry unit. But I'm going to be aggressive, I think, like Play More Games was, and go for the win for the Americans. Why just go for the draw? But go for the win, and I'm going to probably pull the guys up here, like block here, here. The woods are really tough to go through, so I'm not going to worry too much about it, because if I see them going that way, I can get scoot down there. I won't leave it empty. I'll also spend a little bit more time doing emplaced positions, improved positions. There will be Artie Parks here for both sides, which is cool. Well, that must be some sort of victory point hex or something in the other maps. This is actually would be a part of the map. I love it that they cut it out just to make it much smaller. I wish every scenario did that, but I understand that'd be a lot more map printing and all that stuff. We have the yellows are raised roads, the red are sunk. These are railroads in here. So we have raised to sunken, which is pretty cool. So red is sunk, yellow is high. I don't know, yellow high, red low. I don't know. That's all the other special terrain. Basically, you have to be in column. Vehicles have to be in column. It's 2 times the movement to that hex. If you're not, it's crazy. And I think that's really the only big difference on this scenario that we have. The Artie Parks are the big one. Oh, we do have a roadblock, so the U.S. can put a roadblock down. And I do have the rear guard here, but I also have 2 rear guard infantry para units that I can split off. And I need to remember to do that. And perhaps what I should do is use those down here to defend, now that I'm thinking of it. And then maybe use them in somewhere else. So I've read the rules about all these new things included. I've touched up on the rules. And what's funny is I felt, oh yeah, I got rear guard figured out. I'm gonna have to look at them again, but at least I've looked at them. It's just gonna take a few times to remember them. It's kind of the way my mind works now. And that's that. And so we'll get playing, and I look forward to seeing what I can do with this. We'll see you when I come back. Race for Bastogne. All right, so here we are, first turn of Noville, the 2nd introductory scenario done. You can kind of see sort of out of the view, I'm holding a box here, so there's less reflection on the board, so I'm doing all kinds of things here. So the 2nd Panzer Division gets to go first by rules, and then formation activation, I had bomb, because the other one's not in here, so it's easy. The 28th Infantry Division, direct command for German, 101st Airborne Division, then direct command. So it felt pretty good for the Germans to kind of get going here. They did take Noville. I feel like I did everything right. I feel like I did the assaulting right. The toughest thing is making sure I'm doing the terrain, and the bravery check is actually, to me, the hardest thing about the firing. And maybe I'm just not knowing some of the rules, but I've watched videos. I've read the book. I need to read Ty's article in the magazine that came out. But so the Germans kind of went, instead of coming down this way, they went around. I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but it was a shot. And they took Noville, so it worked if I did everything right. Kind of skirted around this emplace guy. Oh, that emplacement's gone now, because now they've moved into here. I got these 2 guys in this sunken road, and they're going to try to assault if they can put some barrage or something on there. Need to verify who can spot for artillery. I need the U.S. to put this artillery here, And then hopefully the Germans are hoping they get their artillery here for the next turn. They have to get in contact with them. Have to make sure I remember to do that. So the 10th Armored Division will get the first activation, get some, man, there's lots of command points here for this scenario compared to the last one. Although the Germans used all of theirs to take Noville. So they, kind of interesting, they kind of used their initiative up to a lot, actually. Because they only get 4 plus whatever the die roll is. So they need to roll really high. Anyway, I'm really enjoying this. The 10th Armored Division also needs to put down this roadblock, and I need to reread the rules on how to do that, make sure I understand that. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's nice they just add a little thing. It would be cool if they maybe added like one more level of some of the rules into it for the next scenario, but the next scenario is a big one and kind of gets really involved. So anyway, so enjoying it so far. So it now goes into the 1300 turn. 1, 2, 3. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 turns left for the Germans to. The Germans have to really hold on. The Americans are getting reinforcements not until for 2 turns. What you see on the board right now is what's going to be on the board for the next 1300 and 1500 turn, and then at some point on the night turn, the 101st comes on. Some more 101st stuff, 506th Regiment. So that's cool. And I think they come from down here, and the Germans come from this area here. So yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, the Americans are going for the win here. You can see that they're kind of going here, but I really need to, yeah, I kind of left, oh geez, that wasn't very smart there. I've kind of left that wide open there. There's not a whole lot. The Germans don't have a lot of power here. So I'm just really not sure they can even go for an attack. They need to hold Noville. I need to put another guy in there. Hold Noville out. I got to get that arty too. So anyway, we'll see what happens in the next 2 hours, 1300 to 1500. We'll see it. Real quick about this scenario and the previous learning one. I don't know if it's in the future. Because they're not using dispatch points and stuff, I don't have a lot of choice. In this, I can either put one of these 2 units into the counter, into the cup. However, I lose that option. This is going to be the first one to be played in the next turn. So I don't get the chance to put anything in the cup. So that's going first. So, I mean, so what's interesting is you lose it the first turn because it didn't get drawn, and you lose the option in the second turn. Now, I want them to go, so that's good, but I don't get the choice. Like if they really needed to go, it'd be too bad. So sorry for the shakiness. Just an interesting thing there. Hey, what's up, everybody? Wardrobe here. Turn 2, that's the 1300 hour turn, 13 to 1500 hour in the Noville scenario. So, yeah, it was an eventful turn. The Germans lost the recon. Oh, wait, I think that guy's actually, they might have been lost the previous turn. But now the bicycle unit was also gone. They were right here under that barrage. So those 2 units are gone for the Germans. Americans were pretty heavy losses here. 2 companies lost, actually. This one on a Panther attack that was an eliminated result, which was pretty crazy. And then these guys were whittled down. These guys were up here, and they were with the tank, and they got eliminated. They were down to it. They were down to a step, so it was a step loss in that turn. So the Americans it's looking pretty rough for the Americans, and frankly, it's looking good for the Germans only in that they hold. Well, I guess the Americans hold an objective, so it's a draw right now. So there's I can move this. There's a Panther tank here, and that barrage will come off, and that barrage will come off. This 1500 turn, I may not much happen on either side. There'll be some firing, but man, these infantry trying to get rid of that tank is tough. Even the tough paratroopers trying to do that, because really you kind of need to close assault him. And getting in there, you have to roll a 3 or less, which is possible, but it's tough. So I'm not sure what's going to happen on this turn. Not a whole lot. I definitely will fire this artillery on the Panther and the mortar to see, if I can do some damage there. I'm not sure what to do with these 2 units here. I guess partially I want to keep them attached to these guys in Noville so they can't fire range. The Germans failed to get contact with our arty. If they get that arty, the Americans are going to be hurting. We have, so this turn, 1500 turn. Oh, wait. Oh, the Americans, I think, oh, no, we're in the 1500 turn. This turn, like I said, no one, at night, everyone gets their reinforcements, and then that's going to be it for the rest of the game until the 1100 hour of the next day of the 20th. So there's that. We'll come back after the 1500 turn. May not be very long. Okay, anyway, moving on. Wait, we're on. Okay, 1500. 50. So I'm filming this live, everybody. That's so in this after action, you might hear Jeff in the background. So 1500 turn, not a whole lot happened except for they did eliminate this B company CCB that was sitting outside of Noville. So Noville's defense is getting thin. They decided to keep these guys here so that they can't fire any range when the 101st reinforcements come on, which are coming on at this night turn. It is now the night turn. The range is down to 3. Assault and fire are down by 2. So there's a lot of negatives. It does allow a little bit more freedom of movement. But of course, firing is more difficult. There are 4 companies coming on of the 506th DEF mortar, and then the Germans are getting a lot of stuff. 2 Panthers, Panzer Grenadiers, Pioneers, 3 of them. There is that's a company, that's a battalion. They're getting 2 battalions supported by 2 companies of tanks. Yikes. And they're all coming from here. So I'll probably just bring them on this way. I might put them on the road.
2 full companies.
Yeah, 2 full companies against 2 companies with tank support. And those Panthers are proven to be very challenging for the infantry to get rid of. Right. So yeah, I'm going to guess I'm going to bring the Germans over here, probably bring some along the side and maybe some up the road here. I didn't get a roadblock made, so that was a failure on my part on the 8th Corps, and there's no one else that can do it. I should probably... The Americans are not going to take Noville. I just don't think that's going to happen. Unless the chits come out right and I can get right up here around Noville and really surround it here, I can slow down the Germans. They're probably not going to go through the woods. Though, I might want to play a little conservative here. Oh, I think we have weather coming in too later. Oh boy. Like fog. So that's going to affect shooting as well. Oh yeah. So they have fog. Oh, so fog knocks everything down. Shooting 1, assaulting 1, and line of sight might be 2. I think it's less. Anyway, so that's that. That's for the plan. So I think the Germans really need to hustle down here to Foy. And the roads are the way to do it, but the roads actually aren't blocked. I can move through there. I can move in column down there. But I got to get rid of this guy. Hey, what's up, everybody? The end of the 0700 turn on December 20th. It is looking rough for the Americans, but it's also looking rough for the Germans. It's going to be really tough for the Germans to take Foy, or Foy, or whatever you want to say. Fragois. Anyway. I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what's... So here's the order of what was drawn. Noville's getting they got an improved position there. These guys will move up the next turn when the division... Oh, why didn't they move up on the division? Did the division go? Oh, no, the division didn't go. So the division will be the first thing, so they'll move up. These engineers didn't get to go either because I didn't have any commanders within their range, so they were independent, so they couldn't move under the direct command. It actually wasn't a good pull for the Germans. Very good for the U.S., actually, to really reinforce. The Easy Company tried to get rid of these guys, but they did inflict a ton of hits. Now, this is an interesting thing about this game. I'm not really sure what to do with these guys, because if they move out, they're going to get fired on by these 7 and 6 total quality control unit quality. Probably going to get shot. Probably going to get hit. If they take one more thing, they're done. They're down to a step. These guys are getting pounded out here, but the Germans really need to get up here, probably get the tanks in there, and really, you know, as we say, lay waste. These guys started to try to improve that position there. I'm going to focus I should probably, honestly, these tanks should probably get in here and just start shooting Foy. I need to not do that. I don't care about that. I've got 2 turns. I really need to move my tank. They're going to take op fire shots, unfortunately. These 2 tanks need to move over here. I should not have moved them over here because this is my chance to get right next to Foy. That's interesting. Mistake there. I don't have time to be flanking. I got to get going here. These guys are here to flank. They're going to come on. They're engineer units. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to put them in column, and well, the next one will be... if they activate in this, they can get right up next to him, but they're going to do there, so they're going to move at least to here. They don't have any fire zone. So they'll do that. I'm going to pound Foy. These guys are going to move around here. It's going to be really tough to take Foy, but this will be fun, lining this up. This next turn's fog, so it's 2 hexes again. Everything's down 1, but then I'll have 1 full turn. So these guys are all going to, I need to move all these guys within range, the proper ranges. Stack those hexes up. I do take that chance of getting some light barrages on me, but too bad. And as McMurray would say, who's listening in, we'll get after it. I don't think there's anything other major. I'm really having a great time. I did a live stream on this. You can check it out. I did it back in November when I was playing the game, and I'm cheating and posting this video in December. So it looks like I'm playing this in December. What a liar. Okay, this is going to be a really long video too, by the way. That's that. We'll see you at the end of the next turn, at the end of the 0900 turn. See ya. All right. I did not do a report at the end of the 0900 turn. I are at the 1100 turn. It is 1 o'clock and the game is over and we have a draw. Really cool ending. It's probably anticlimactic and really probably someone pretty smart in the system because there's no need to keep playing it. But basically, so all these guys, this was all what was in Foy. I just kept loading people up in them. I definitely missed putting in some mass modifiers, which would have affected fire for a lot of things. So that impacted it. So there are definitely things I forgot. I need to add that to my list of things that I forgot. Actually, let me go get my notebook and write that in there. But for now, I'm going to write mass modifier. Because I didn't usually have to mess with it, but then when I did, it was very critical. I mean, really, honestly. I did it finally a couple times, but I really should have been probably a few more times I should have done it. This is the order of the chits drawn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one did not get drawn. They just were laying waste. There was a time as well, the order of operations, I messed up a couple times on, like, you know, when you can do things. I think I probably moved some people into a fire zone I shouldn't have. So I was getting a little sloppy near the end because you just start messing with stacks. And I was live streaming, which kind of adds a little bit of complexity to the situation. Well, that step loss should have been on this guy here. I don't know. Oh, I didn't pick everybody up. But this unit here, so I messed up here. So you can see, so my last counter was going to be this maroon unit. Well, I didn't know I was going to drop it. The other one was going to be an American. So I moved this guy in there, and that was a mistake because my last chit was the formation counter. So I wouldn't be able to do anything with him. So he shouldn't have been in there. I should have put one of the tanks. I had 2 red tanks. I should have moved them in there instead of this guy. Also, I should have, because then I was over, and at one point I was overstacked. I noticed it, so I just moved him back. But it was kind of, so that was like not an order of operation, but just thinking through kind of an order of operation, because I knew the counter that was left for the Germans, and if it got drawn, you know, anyway, so that would have added to some people attacking. Someone else I messed up. It was kind of cool though. I thought, and again, this could be a mistake in the Germans' point. I tried to move him out so I could free up some step space. But when I did that, in this, I was kind of like, well, maybe they'll eliminate him and that's fine. Well, they did worse. They suppressed him, sticking them in the counter so they still counted as one step. Very cool thing. So let me just do a real quick evaluation. So you saw I did a video on Wilt's Waltz, and now I've done No No Noville, and I really had a great time. I've learned a lot. I think there's a fantastic scenarios to teach the basics of the GTS system to somebody that wants to learn it. There's a lot going on here. I think the getting better at the order of operations, thinking that through. I think having another player really helps in a system like this, because there's lots of little things like that would help. It is nice playing it solo. Now, hopefully you can find someone that's patient. I did sometimes, like one time I moved this guy into here, and I decided I changed my mind because I realized, and I hadn't done anything else. Actually, I think I had done something else. And I realized, you know what? No, you need to move him in here. Because nothing had happened yet, I made the change and I moved him in here so that this mortar could not fire out of that hex. So, like, thinking about things like that, keeping their fire zones down. Anyway, I think it's replayable because your chit draws will be different. The biggest things, chit draws will be different, and your command rolls will be different. I rolled pretty low for most of the command rolls. There's a couple times I spent points. It probably wasn't the smartest thing. So I think, and it's very forgivable. Play more games. I think he thinks he could play this in an hour. I don't think I could play this in an hour. I need to do it without streaming and try, but I don't think I could play this in an hour with 2 people. Maybe. I still think it'd be 2 hours. And then it just gets really clogged up here. Handling all the counters, it's pretty messy. I mean, look at this stack of counters. I could have been putting more suppression hits, more cohesion hits, more step loss counters. This is a mess, and so yikes. That's why I did this. At some point, I just took all these guys out of Foy and just put them there, as you can see, Foy, and then just what was in there, because I thought I'm going to be close. If I could, I was going to close assault. And it was really quite easy. Maybe, what might be kind of cool is you could blow up this map. This is 8.5 by 11. On some of the bigger games, like in GCACW, they have markers that say, like, I don't know what they say. Army Group A, I don't know. And you put it in here, or Army A, or I don't know. And then there's an Army A box on a chart, and you put all those guys in there. That's kind of cool. You could do something like that. You could certainly make, I think there's blank counters in here. So yeah, there's a lot of little things to do. I just had a great time with this. I want to keep going because I want to get the rules solidified, and I kind of want to play one of the other scenarios that has events, air support, stragglers, some of those other things that add a little bit of complexity. There is one more smaller scenario called Speed Bump, scenario 4. Then they start getting kind of hefty. Like there's a one day Battle for Bastogne scenario that's just 6 turns. But I also got to remember, I played a 1-day scenario that took us months of sporadic play and then 2.5 full days with 7 players. So just because it's 1 day doesn't mean, but I think they might have more turns in a day in the greatest day versus this, I think. Maybe not, actually. I don't know. I feel like they broke the night down because the sun goes down. Okay, I think it might be 7 turns in the greatest day. But, so I got to know that, but it's kind of cool. It's just Christmas Day. That'd be kind of fun. It'd be kind of fun to play it on Christmas Day, to be real honest, but not this Christmas, but that'd be a hard sell. Okay, that's that. I really had a great time. I would recommend it. If you've got the game, man, there's a lot of videos out there, and I would really see if you can find somebody that can play you either Vassal or in person and to teach you the game, because that's the way I was able to learn this game. I played it over and over again, and finally click. I mean, Nathan from Wise Guy Gaming played me. Ty Snowford played me. I had a local guy play me. I really think Mike Curtis might have played me just a hair, a little bit. And it never did sink in until I played this one-day campaign with 7 guys for sporadically over a few months, and then for 2.5, 3 days straight. Just that's all we played for 8 to 10 hours a day, maybe 12 hours. No, it's probably 8 to 10. Just consistent playing, and there was stuff I still got wrong there, and I could be making the same mistakes here. But at least I had another player say, "You can't do that." Oh yeah, shoot. So either it looked like I was cheating or completely dummkampf. But that's that. Thanks all. This has been a long video, and if you stuck around, I appreciate it. We'll see you all in the next battle.